What is up and what is poppin', y'all? It's a girl, Jazzy and Sanya in his house. It is our first podcast, and we are thrilled to be here. It's been a long time coming. This journey has been intense. A lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for your patience, guys. I know y'all been waiting for us for months and months, and you're like, when are you going to start? When are you going to start? So we're here now, guys. So my name is Sanya Condera. This is
Jasmine Orwig, aka Jazzy, as everybody calls me.
Yeah, and name of our podcast is Jazzy and Sanya's Full Circle Podcast Show. I know that's long, but bear with us. So, Jazzy.
Yeah, so basically we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. This is just kind of like a recap episode, basically letting you know what we're going to introduce y'all to on our podcast. That will include anything from mental health, trauma, health and wellness, love, relationships, just you name it, we're most likely going to talk about it.
Absolutely. And on top of that, guys, disclaimer, we're not counselors, therapists, we're not attorneys, we're not CPAs. We will be talking also about business hustles, life situations, basically universal topics. We're not selected to just one topic. So
absolutely. Yeah. And what's even more exciting is we will have special guests that come on our episodes from time to time, and they will share their journeys, their experiences, and realistically, we all have some that we can relate to each other, and we just want to provide value to everybody and create this safe environment that we can all be our authentic selves. You're going to see us laugh, cry,
everything.
You're going to see all kinds of emotions. We're just going to be raw and authentic and just be ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's going to make our podcast so unique. And we're going to have all walks of life, guys, in terms of our guests. So we're not just selective to just certain types or income or status. So we want everyone on here. So, we have like professional athletes and celebrities, and also, again, like all walks of life and people you never heard of that bring value. And we came across so many like people, right, Jazzy?
100%.
Like our clients. So
listen, because he mentioned celebrities, and this might be corny, but I feel like we're all celebrities in our own way. Just because you don't have a status says, "Oh, I'm this much," or "I make this much," or "I got this degree," it doesn't matter. Like we all have something that we can impact someone else's lives and can create value. And this is just a platform. Let's talk about it. Let's share our experiences and have fun.
Absolutely,
That's really what
we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a good time. Yeah. So every episode we're gonna have a theme,
Absolutely.
A different theme, and we're gonna mix it up, and so it's just gonna be really fun, guys. We don't want to stick to one setting. So
exactly. So let's kind of do a recap of like, how did we meet each other?
How did we
who
meet?
is Sanya
and
Jazzy?
Yeah. Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's
a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. So I worked at a restaurant.
And I was a customer, basically.
And yeah, long story short, he was just amazing businessman, great to talk to. And then we had I wouldn't say fallout. That sounds really bad, but we just went.
No, we had busy lives.
Yeah,
it happens.
We just did our own thing, and we just naturally came back. Mm-hmm. And 4 years later.
Yeah. And then I see her, on Facebook, people we may know, and I go, wait. I haven't seen her on social media for a while.
Because I got rid of
added her. Yeah, and then later that evening, it was just later, and all of a sudden I get a message from her, and we just connected, and we started talking. We were catching up. We had so much.
And here's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to cut him off.
Go ahead.
We talk a lot. We'll sit up and like 7 hours later, we're like, wow, like we have so many things that we talk about, that we discuss about, and we dive deep. You know what I mean? And we're like, man, there's so much that we can offer the world, like, and not even just have fun with it. And so I told him, I was like, man, I've thought about making a podcast, but I don't want to do it alone. He said, what? I feel the same way.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Just like light bulb went off. And
we just lit up. I mean, we just illuminated the room, and we got really excited about it. And we both trying to figure out where to start. And, it was
But once we took it serious, man, it's been consistent, right?
Yes.
So we're excited. I'm excited.
I mean, it was a long, growing journey, but it was worth it. It paid off. And, I mean, there's times where we got emotional,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's been minor setbacks, but what do we always say? You say this.
Yes. Every setback is a setup for success.
Bam. He said it.
Yeah.
It's true. So, and that goes for everybody. Anytime you feel like, man, I didn't get this job, and I want to go cry in a corner and give myself a pity party,
right?
You'll find in the future you might land a better job. Had you have gotten that other job,
right.
you wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Yeah.
You see, that's just life. You know what I mean? So you just got to roll with the punches.
Absolutely, roll with the punches. It's not what you're going through; it's actually what you're growing through.
Love that.
Yes. So, gosh, Jazzy. So, how long did you say it took us to get here? Do you remember?
Okay, so he's had people, and I've had people constantly be like, so when are you doing your podcast? When are you doing your podcast? Like, don't you just need a camera and a microphone? And like, don't get me wrong, it seems so simple, but if you want it to be done the right way, you got to do your due diligence, and it takes time.
Absolutely, it takes time
and energy, and we're both busy. So he's a businessman, he runs his own business, I run my own business. So to create time to make this a reality.
We made time.
We made it happen.
It's all about being proactive. Jazzy knows that I'm very strategic, proactive, always planning. I'm up all night. I'm up all night till morning. Everyone's sleeping. I'm up till like 3 a.m., 5 a.m., constantly researching. So, and taking notes. And that's part of anything. You have to make the time. You have to prep. It's always about prepping. That's how you get things done. That's how it just feels like a long time. It feels like it's just never ending, right?
Well, he always motivated me. So when I always felt like nothing worth having comes easy, obviously, as we all know. So there'd be times I'm like, man, I'm burnt out, or man, I don't know if I have time for this, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll see him. I'm like, I don't really have an excuse for nothing. Because this dude, he wears like 13 million hats. And I'm like, and it's good to have people like that in your corner because it keeps you grounded. It keeps you in perspective, and then it keeps you driven. So this is why we work so well with each other. We literally get excited. Every day we talk about this, we're excited, right?
Yes.
So if we're in a bad mood, I call him and we're talking about this. So we hope it resonates with all of you because you know what I mean? Like, this is something we take very seriously. And through trial and error, you will see our journey as we start from our first episode, and then as we grow, obviously.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and we'll give you a little overview just for the first 3 episodes. Obviously, the first one's our introduction right now. Second episode is going to be a background. It's introducing Jasmine, her childhood, her why, and so just basically from family and
just my whole background. Who am I? Why am I so special? And,
we're all special,
right?
Yeah, in our own kind of way, right?
But what makes me? What brought me into today? And then and then the third episode will be
same thing. It's gonna be about me, about my background, childhood, and I realize we go through the same things, maybe not exact same things, but we all go through it, and that's one thing that we don't realize. Like you and I, our cameraman, Cameron, we're all, woo. Oh yeah. By the way,
shout out to Cameron, man.
Shout out for Cameron. I've known Cameron for how long? 2019. I can't add right now.
Do math. Where's the calculator, right?
I'm adding. Is that 3 years? 4 years. So Cameron's good people. He's just we're in the same wavelength, and thanks again, by the way, Cameron, for showing up. So okay, so
yeah, so honestly, moving forward, as far as we dive into anything particular, just keep in mind that, like he mentioned, we can all relate to something. So this is an open space. Even when me and him get vulnerable and we talk about our experiences, keep in mind the average person is going through pretty much the same thing in their own version or their own way. They're just not talking about it.
Right.
And just because you're not walking around looking depressed and just hate yourself in your life, that doesn't mean that person's really got it all together.
Absolutely.
So we all don't have it together.
Yeah, we don't. Even the ones that look like they have it all together, you always see everyone on Facebook smiling, having a great time always. And hey, that's just a front, guys. Just to be honest,
Right.
Like that's just a front. We all go through it,
Right.
No matter how well they're like Jazzy said, put together. And so when you get to talking to them when they open up, you're like, oh wow, I had no idea. I thought you were doing really well. You look like you're doing really well. And it just goes to show we're all the same, guys.
Right. And even when it comes to like mental health, for example, like I hate when people put them in a box like, oh, that person over there, ooh, let's stay away. We all have mental issues. We all have mental problems, not in a psychotic way, just as far as we navigate this life together. Like we all cope differently. We all deal with our own traumas and tribulations. And it's just building a safe team and environment, people you can lean on and talk to, even if it's you sitting in bed at night listening to our podcast. Like we all need something, because I've been there where I'm just drowning in my own depression, and you know, it's like I could go and become a drug addict, prostitute, or I can go kill myself, or I can just figure out a way to build myself up and have the right people in my environment, aka Sanya. He was a game changer. He came in at the right time, at the right. I'm telling you.
Likewise, same with Jazzy.
And I was like, man, you were God sent. I already knew you had a lot to offer, but I didn't value it 4 years prior to. So we got to. It shows there's growth.
It was
grew
growth,
up a little
and
bit.
you know, it was part of maturity. You know, we all go through that. We get in ourselves. We're young. We think we know it all. We had it all together, and hey, we're unstoppable. But really, we're just putting. You know, we're putting a clown mask. You know?
Exactly. And like as smart as he is and as much knowledge I can provide as well, like we don't act like we're the smartest people, because even the smartest person has room to grow. We're learning every day.
You're always learning regardless.
Absolutely.
No matter what age, what gender, what, you know, where you're at in your life, you're always learning. There's something to learn from each other, from other people, from different experiences. And, speaking of experiences, that's what we're going to bring, is just our past journeys and other people. And again, our special guests, we're so ecstatic. Like we want to start now on the next episode. Let's do it all. Right. Yeah. So,
but, like, I mean, even for like our social media pages, like I didn't have social media for years, and then I popped back up, like, you know, on a mission. Right. Yes. So, and same for you. So, we hope to share different sides of ourselves that y'all might not see on our social media. Like, especially him. He's kind of like a mysterious person. And I'm like, he doesn't really talk a lot, but he'll, you know, I'm like, people are going to really be able to see him, like, you know, unbutton his shirt a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And
let my hair down. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Sanya, you just need to let your hair down and just talk.
Let's.
Yeah, because Jazzy would push me into, like, I remember one night, or how we communicate is through Messenger on social media. So she would tell me, hey, you know, my fans and my TikTok fans and everyone else, they want to see you talking. Can you try to at least like get yourself out there? And she was really pushing me. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah.
I was trying to get him out of his comfort zone, because here I am, like, blah, all over the media, and here he is, like, in the corner, like, you know. But I liked it at one point. I said, keep doing you, boo-boo, because all you're going to do is create even more incentive for people who want to, like, tune in. So,
because we're all, each and every one, right? Each and every one. We're all different. I mean, I'm a true introvert, and, you know, my current friends are like, are you sure about that? So, you know, again, I've been through it. I was shy as a little kid, and I had to go through so many, like, you know, just problems and situations that really pushed me out of the comfort zone. And just like everyone, I was like so scared to talk in front of everyone. I would pass out. I mean, I remember in high school, my senior year, like I just started seeing stars. I thought I was going to anxiety. I wanted to black out. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And even adults have, you know, they still have that.
Right. Oh,
you know, it's that fear of
absolutely.
Public speaking. And it's just.
And I mean, I told him about that too. I was like, I don't know. Like, you know, I do all this social media, but being in a different, you know, space with different people, it's stepping out of your comfort zone. It hits different.
It sure does.
Right.
It hits different. So
but that's how you learn and grow.
Absolutely. So. And again, through the episodes, you'll see that you'll hear about our background, our childhood, and the things that we overcome or overcame, and so we've been through it all. Again, we've been through it. It's not easy. Nothing's meant to be easy. So otherwise, like, you know, we would all do the same thing, right? That would be so boring, right? Like robots and
exactly.
Yeah. So
if you think about it, it's like we all don't want nothing bad to happen to us.
Yeah.
But then when the bad happens and then the good comes after, you actually can appreciate the bad. I know that sounds really crazy. No, you're like, man, I learned so much from that. Yeah. Man, my perspective of life is different.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. And I mean, you're always getting tested in life. You're always getting tested. So, I mean, from everyone. So, you'll learn from when you meet other people, and again, you're like, oh wow, like I didn't know you went through that, and that just amazes me. And then I came across people that they were so into themselves, and I'm one of them, by the way. I was like that a few years ago.
Right.
I was just in my world, and basically I just felt like I was just guarded, and it was like the world against Sanya, you know.
Right.
And I was putting that shield up. And then the more and more I start talking to my clients and friends, it just made me think like, oh, wow, I'm not the only one going through this.
No. And that's the thing is when I say the average person, I really mean everybody. Everybody can relate to everybody. Yeah. We don't even know it because we don't talk about it. Right. And you didn't know until you opened up about it.
Absolutely.
So, yep.
And that goes to show, like, sometimes, guys, like, you just got to just open up. Like,
even for me and him, we're like, what? No way you went through that. I went through that too. Like, countless times. We're still learning about each other.
We have so much in common.
We're like,
and that's why we make such a good team. So we're on the same page. I mean, we have the same car. I'm not kidding. We have the same car, and we have the same of everything. And the more we learn about each other, we're like, oh my gosh. So, also we failed to mention in the future, we'll talk about relationship.
I think I might have mentioned that.
Did you mention that?
I think I did.
Okay. All right. Again, I was in my word for a little bit while she did her thing.
But if I didn't.
See, that goes to show.
But like, if I didn't.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So, yeah. So.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. This is why this is a raw take.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited for? Ooh, I can't even talk. I just literally that's hilarious. Okay. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
It's the caffeine.
It's the caffeine.
Okay, so Sanya.
Yes,
what is the
Jazzy.
most excited thing that you are about having this podcast with me?
Oh my gosh. I have a great co-host, by the way. Like, I can't do this solo. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. For a decade, I've been solo for so long, you know, just really working on different industries. And we'll talk about that in future episodes, the next 2 episodes. And so we don't want to deviate. So I'm in multiple of industries, and as far as like independent films and fitness, I'm a massage therapist, health coach, all that. And what we have in common is nutrition, right? We're all about organic. We're all about natural remedies and all that. So, and Jazzy, if you see her TikTok, she's all about that. So, let them know about your TikTok.
So, and it's not even just TikTok. I used to take TikTok a little bit more seriously. I kind of, so it's just health and wellness. So how I started my platform, mind you, I went like 5 or 6 years without social media, got it back. I wanted to have a purpose. Like I used to have social media. A lot of us just have social media to like follow the trend. Ooh, I got to look like her. I got to be that girl and just, you know, and I got burnt out. You realize that's so irrelevant in life, and we're worried about the wrong things. Like,
absolutely,
I should not be sitting on the toilet for 30 minutes trying to decide if I need to delete a picture because I didn't get enough likes. You get me? Like, priorities. So fast forward, now I have social media. I wanted to utilize it in a way that I could provide value to the world. And so what better way than to promote health, wellness, and fitness. So when it can come to fitness workout routines, it could be, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I would show women out there that you don't need to go to the gym. Fast forward, I'll make recipes, you know, and then I run my own business. So I do a lot of promoting of like my business and kind of putting myself out there, you know, but I don't want to dive too deep into that because we'll save that for the next episode.
Right.
But,
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we're all about fitness, wellness, and we'll work out together. There's some videos of us like just working out.
Because he's a trainer too, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He has a lot of, like I said, he wears a lot of hats.
Yeah,
so he's shown me some tricks and stuff.
I just very passionate about fitness and health. And 6th grade is when I picked up this textbook as a nutrition book. And I remember my reading teacher was like, hey, read anything. I don't care. It's a comic book. And if you're on the road and you're reading billboards and, read something. I don't care. It's a magazine, something. And, I was like, what? She's right. And I was just looking to my left and there was this shelves of, books, obviously. And it said nutrition. I go, oh, well, let me read through it, flip through it. And, oh, this does this. Oh, wow. This gives you energy. Oh, this helps you glow. Okay, all right. And then
grade,
that's
right?
where it all starts, 6th grade. And I went home and I told my mom, can you make some like chicken and you can put some spinach in there and tomatoes and da-da-da. She looked at me, are you my son?
Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
Right, exactly. And she was shocked because I would eat everything. Like kids, when you're kids, you can eat anything.
For sure.
You don't see the value of nutrition and whether it's salad or shakes or organic,
so in
whatever.
Essence,
yeah.
At a young age, you just got on this health kick.
Yeah.
From 6th grade up until this point.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot you have to provide and offer. So that's exciting.
It was the transformation. That's where it all started. I was like, let me give this nutrition a chance, and I start running faster. I retain a lot of information, and my studies, my grades got better. Believe it or not, I was like, what?
Well, your energy.
There's
so much that goes into your health.
Right.
Like, we're gonna have so many episodes on that.
Yes,
so
we are.
Don't get us started.
Before I digress.
He's gonna digress.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, Jazzy
30 minutes later
holds me accountable. By the way, because I'll keep talking and talking.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's get to the point.
Yeah. Right. So, what about you? What are you excited about?
Been able to share these experiences. It's one thing, and because here's the truth. I know a lot of people, a lot of friends who are watching this. There's a billion people out here who want to do a podcast or want to talk about their stories, but they're too scared or everyone's doing it. Right. I had that mentality at the beginning. I remember I was like, but everyone's doing it. Everyone and their mama's got a podcast. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, but if it's working for them, why can't it work for us? Like, we just got to be different, you know? And you can't knock it till you try. And this goes with everything in life, man. If you want to go do X, Y, Z, you better go do it. And if it doesn't work out, at least you can say you tried.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get old and be like, damn, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I didn't. Like,
what do you think it is that keeps people from pursuing their dreams or fear? Right.
Fear and walk in fear, man.
Yeah.
Because
fear is really...
It will prevent you from living a happy life, just period.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, and it goes from a job. It just goes from, should I leave the relationship that I shouldn't be in? I'm scared of X, Y, Z. No.
Environment.
Follow your heart.
Yes,
At the end of the day, follow your heart.
Yes.
Everybody has an intuition. You know. You know.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do.
Yeah.
And so...
It's your internal conflict.
100%.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's that voice in your head says, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And so, or it can be from other people.
Bad influences.
Yeah. Friends, coworkers, family, whether siblings, parents.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on, right? So it's just that external, the social status, social pressure, and people want to be roadblocks again.
Oh.
And I feel like also not only fear, but being a perfectionist.
Well, that's even with this podcast. Like, we found ourselves wanting to be too perfect at one point. Like, we gotta do and then sometimes you just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it.
You just gotta throw yourself in there because you're gonna mess up.
You're gonna mess up. Yeah.
Like,
you're gonna mess up.
We were so worried about that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look crazy. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Man, you're never gonna be fully ready. Just do it.
I mean, you hear it all the time. You're never gonna be ready, right? So it's just taking one step out of your comfort zone.
For sure.
All it takes is one step forward or one step out, and you're there. You know.
Exactly.
And you're gonna fall. Yeah, it gets scary. But get back up. You know, and you just keep moving forward. So.
Absolutely.
But
another thing is fear, and then you mentioned
perfectionist.
maybe you don't have the right influences or people or friends or someone to do it with, meaning like you think you're doing it alone. I don't want to do it alone. I didn't want to do a podcast alone.
Yeah.
He just happened to come back in my life, and it just literally just
likewise
connected. So I mean, I was fearful of doing it alone, you know. So everything happens for a reason. People come in your life for seasons, and
that's so true.
If they're meant to be there, they're gonna be there.
They were meant to be there, you know. So,
but yeah, I mean, we're excited for everybody to come along this journey with us. Just period, point blank.
Yes.
And yeah, like YouTube, we're gonna have our YouTube.
Eventually, we'll be on Spotify, and there's other platforms too. So
Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
As we progress, you'll know about it.
In each episode, we'll inform you which platform we'll be on, and hopefully, we'll be also on streaming.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about that.
And mind you, because everybody loves a giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Let's not forget about that.
Okay. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Okay. So we're going to do something fun. You know, this is going to be our first episode, and we want people to tune in for what's to come in the future. So if you go to our YouTube page and you subscribe, we don't necessarily see who subscribed. We'll see the number change. Yeah. So if you subscribe, our first 10 people that subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below on our first YouTube video and say, hey, I subscribed. We will reach out to you or comment and get your information, and we will give you a giveaway basket of a bunch of goodies and some fun stuff that we're going to put together for you, just to show you we really do value you coming along this journey with us, and we just appreciate you immensely. Like, we can't thank you enough. We want this to be like family. Like, let's all be in this together. It's just, you know, we want you to see us grow and be a part of our journey as well. So
yes, and even if, you know, we get on there and months later 2 subscribers, you know, and we're happy with that, you know. So to us, our goal is not to get like millions of followers. If we hit that, that's fine. That's great. But the whole goal is giving back value, right?
Right.
That's our purpose. Our purpose is to give value based on our experiences, and we can share that as a family. And so, and again, it's not a numbers game with us. It's more about quality than quantity, right?
100%. Yeah. And speaking of that, because we are just new and getting started, we're learning the ropes when it comes to editing and recording, the whole nine, because this is a whole
just hang in there with us, guys.
If we could sit there and record an episode every day and post it for y'all, you best believe we would. Yes. But we're not robots. Oh, so yeah, as we get better, you might see us put out a little bit more content here and there. But for the most part, it might, you know, have a little gap in between, but we'll keep you updated and posted on what's to come and when it's going to come and that sort of thing. So
yes, and then in every episode, guys, we're going to have like a silver lining at the very end.
Yeah, that's the goal for sure.
That's the goal. So, and Jazzy?
Exactly. So, come on board. With this journey of ours, and we're excited to have you. This is fun. Like, just sitting here, we're just having a conversation. Right. I was like highly nervous at first, but I feel like we're just at my apartment or at home, just kicking it, having a conversation. So,
and guys, thanks again for watching, and we have so much more to come, guys. So again, subscribe, follow us, and look for our content for more value. And thanks again. And this is the
Jazzy and Sanya's Full Circle Podcast Show, baby.
Yes, baby. All right.
Let's get into it.
Yes. one, action.